In 1992, McDonnell Douglas rolled out the MD-11. It was meant to clean up the DC-10's bad name. The DC-10 had killed enough people that pilots called it the death cruiser. The MD-11 was stretched, given better engines, and packed with new flight computers. On paper, it was everything the DC-10 should have been. Less than a year later, one went down. A Chinese Eastern MD-11 started pitching up and down uncontrollably. 2 people died, and the aircraft was written off. Over the next 30 years, the same story repeated. A plane designed to be safer ended up with over 10 major hull losses and more than 240 deaths. Korean Air's MD-11 hit the ground short of the runway in Shanghai. FedEx's flipped upside down in Tokyo. And most recently, in November 2025, a UPS MD-11 freighter departing Louisville lost its left engine, erupted in flames, crashed into industrial buildings, killing at least 7 people on board and on the ground, with the death toll expected to rise. The MD-11 was supposed to be the fix. Instead, it became the final chapter of McDonnell Douglas's jetliner era. The MD-11 began as a practical rewrite of the DC-10. McDonnell Douglas launched the program to stretch range, cut fuel burn, and bring the trijet into the modern cockpit era. The decision was not a gamble on a new layout. It was an evolution: a longer fuselage, bigger wing with winglets, new engines, a smaller tailplane, more composite structure, and a 2-crew glass cockpit to remove the flight engineer. These changes were meant to make the DC-10 family competitive with new wide-bodies. The program timeline is short and exact. The MD-11 program was announced in late 1986. Assembly of the first prototype began in March 1988. The prototype flew on 10 January 1990. FAA certification followed in November 1990. The first delivery went to Finnair in December 1990, and the MD-11 entered passenger service that same month. Production ran through 2000 with 200 airframes completed. The MD-11 kept the centerline engine and 3-engine layout, but added a span-wise increase, blended winglets, refined airfoils, and a horizontal tail reduced in area by roughly 30% compared with the DC-10. Engine choices included the generalized CF680C2 and the Pratt & Whitney PW4000 family. The cockpit moved to a 2-pilot, electronically displayed flight deck driven by Honeywell VIA computers and multiple CRT displays. The aircraft's structure used a higher percentage of composites and tighter aerodynamic tolerances to lower wetted area and drag. Those modifications improved cruise efficiency on paper and changed handling characteristics in practice. The pitch of the program was simple: give airlines longer range and better economics than the DC-10 while retaining the trijet's operational flexibility over long overwater routes. Initial marketing targeted long nonstop sectors that twin jets then struggled to cover efficiently. Airlines saw a promise: a familiar trijet with modern fuel economy and updated systems. The reality diverged from the sales pitch. The MD-11 missed its advertised range and fuel burn targets on early production aircraft. Those shortfalls forced a performance improvement program and soured some launch customers. Commercial sales stalled. McDonnell Douglas lacked the cash to fund deeper redesigns. After a few years, the company was absorbed by Boeing, which completed outstanding orders, then shut the line. The MD-11 never became the universal replacement McDonnell Douglas had hoped for. Those engineering changes also mattered for handling. The smaller tailplane and altered aerodynamics reduced static margins compared with the DC-10. Cruise altitude control forces were light. At high altitude, the airplane's pitch response and autopilot coupling behaved differently from older wide-bodies. Pilots found the MD-11 more sensitive in pitch and less forgiving at the margins of its envelope. Those traits would show up later in accident investigations. China Eastern Airlines Flight 583 was the MD-11's first major warning sign. On April 6, 1993, the jet was cruising over the Pacific from Shanghai to Los Angeles when the leading-edge slats extended mid-flight. The cause was traced to a flight attendant bumping the slat handle, but what followed exposed how tightly tuned the MD-11's aerodynamics really were. The slats extended while the aircraft was moving at nearly Mach 0.8, Lift surged instantly, and the jet pitched up with violent G-forces. The autopilot disengaged, and the aircraft began oscillating nose up and nose down as the pilots fought to regain control. Unsecured passengers and crew slammed into ceilings and walls. 2 people died from their injuries. More than 60 were hurt. Investigators found that the MD-11's lighter tailplane and smaller stabilizer made it far more sensitive in pitch than the DC-10. A minor trim disturbance could escalate into a violent motion if not corrected precisely. After this, McDonnell Douglas issued new training and procedures, but the image of a high-strung airliner had begun to take hold. The next blow came 2 years later. On December 2, 1994, a Mandarin Airlines MD-11, registration B150, crashed while landing in a typhoon at Hong Kong's Kai Kak Airport. The approach was unstable. The jet bounced on touchdown, rolled, and broke apart. 3 people died. The tailplane's limited authority and the MD-11's tendency to pitch sharply during go-around were again in question. And then, in 1997, another China Airlines MD-11, Flight 642, crashed while attempting to land at Hong Kong's Cheplap Kok Airport during high winds. The aircraft flipped inverted and caught fire. 3 passengers died, and more than 200 were injured. By this point, the pattern was clear. The MD-11 punished small mistakes that most other airliners would forgive. By 1998, the MD-11's reputation was already fragile. And then, on September 2 of that year, Swissair Flight 111 was cruising over the North Atlantic when smoke began filling the cockpit. The source was an electrical fire hidden above the forward galley near the avionics bay. The heat spread fast, crippling instruments and lighting systems. The crew turned toward Halifax, descending through darkness as key systems failed one by one. Minutes later, the aircraft struck the Atlantic Ocean, killing all 229 people on board. It became the deadliest MD-11 accident ever recorded, a grim milestone for a jet meant to restore confidence in McDonnell Douglas engineering. In July 1993, FedEx Flight 14 overran the runway in New York after a hard landing and flipped upside down. The crew survived, but the aircraft was destroyed. In 1997, another FedEx MD-11, Flight 80-like in number but not in fate, nearly repeated the pattern in Newark when a main gear failure caused a severe rollout fire. That same year, Korean Air Flight 801 crashed on approach to Guam. While that was a 747, the same airline's MD-11 fleet had already faced repeated landing incidents, especially Flight 6316 in 1999, which crashed shortly after takeoff from Shanghai after the crew lost spatial orientation, killing all 3 crew and 5 people on the ground. And then, in 2025, history repeated one more time. UPS Airlines Flight 2976, an MD-11F bound for Honolulu, lifted off from Louisville in the early hours of November 4. Seconds after rotation, witnesses saw a flash on the left side, an apparent engine fire or structural failure. The aircraft lost lift, banked left, and plunged into an industrial area beyond the airport perimeter. It was the latest in a long chain of MD-11 disasters, each different in detail, identical in pattern. Across these events, the story doesn't change. The MD-11's stretched fuselage and smaller tailplane gave it less pitch authority than the DC-10 it evolved from. It landed fast, reacted sharply, and punished overcorrection. Pilots described it as balanced on a knife's edge during flare. Cargo conversions made its handling even less forgiving. Fatigue, night flying, and gusty conditions exposed every aerodynamic flaw. Over its lifetime, the MD-11 suffered more than 10 hull-loss accidents, including multiple total write-offs during cargo operations. In total, roughly 244 people lost their lives in MD-11 accidents, and several more airframes were damaged beyond repair. The deadliest single MD-11 crash remains Swissair flight with 229 fatalities following an in-flight electrical galley fire and subsequent uncontrolled descent into the sea. The MD-11 began as McDonnell Douglas's attempt to perfect the DC-10. It had a longer fuselage, new engines, winglets for efficiency, and a 2-crew digital cockpit that made it seem decades ahead of its predecessor.
On paper, it was faster, leaner, and capable of flying farther with more payload. But every improvement carried a cost. The smaller tailplane and aerodynamic refinements that gave it efficiency also reduced stability. The jet demanded precise hands. Slight errors in pitch or landing speed could turn a routine approach into a violent sequence of bounces or loss of control. In the end, the MD-11 was neither a success nor a failure. It extended the McDonnell Douglas name for a few more years, but not long enough to save the company.